Alrighty there, Blue Jay fans. It's that time of the week again, as you guys know, and my goodness, we are if you count today, 10 days away from opening day. And things are surely starting to find things out for the Jays. They're playing a little bit better baseball, and we're starting to see some really positive things out of this team getting closer to the start of the season. Let's start it right off here. Blue Jays play against the Atlanta Braves. And they're on their Tuesday game, I think it was. They beat Atlanta 13-6. On fire there. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 for 2 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs. I gotta say, he's been on an absolute tear in the spring so far. Luke Maile was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs. He had a terrific game. And Aaron Sanchez was on the mound. You saw a little bit more out of him. 4 innings, 2 runs, 1 walk. 3 strikeouts. That's okay. Just a clean innings of work for him. And Tim Mayza with a clean inning of work out of the bullpen. He's been pretty impressive so far in the spring. Game 20 of the spring. Boston lost 7-5 to the Red Sox. Not really too much to talk about. Aledmus Diaz went 2 for 4. And of course, Teoscar Hernandez 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Like I said, he's a stud. Then you play Philly on the Friday, and you beat them 6-4. Kendrys Morales, 2 for 4. Solarte, 2 for 3. Gifton Gope, 2 for 4. Jaime Garcia, guys, he got the nod in this one, and he was terrific. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. I think he's our number 5 starter. No question about it. I think that's that. Osuna and Aaron Loup had clean innings of work, and the Jays won 6-4. Saturday, split squad. You got to see Baltimore 5-2 winners over the Orioles in that game where the Blue Jays. Danny Espinosa, who got signed to a minor league contract for the Jays, goes 4 for 4 in his debut. He goes 0 for 3 today against the Braves, but 4 for 4 in that game against the Orioles. What a kind of like welcome to the team, or veteran, I guess you want to call him. Kevin Pillar continues his really good spring, 3 for 3 in this one, and Joe Biagini, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 1 walk. 4 hits, 1 run, and 5 strikeouts. He was all right there. Tim Mayza, John Axford, and Craig Breslow, all with clean innings of work in that game. But the game of the Saturday night, or afternoon, was the Team Canada Juniors against the Toronto Blue Jays. More or less the minor league Blue Jays, but Marcus Stroman, great to see him out there, and he does his thing. 2 innings, no runs, no hits, 1 walk, and a couple strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. Great to see Marcus back out there. That is fantastic to see. Bo Bichette, Vladdy Jr., got to see those guys again. I mean, you saw what you needed to see. Bichette, 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. Vladdy Jr., 2 for 4 and scored 2 runs. And Casey Clemens, the Blue Jays draft pick, I think it was this past year, he goes 2 for 3 in the game as well. Great to see the future of this team coming out, and the Jays won that game, 11-3. But the story of that was young Braden Halliday. Last name sound familiar? You're darn right it does. Son of Roy Doc Halliday. Obviously, he passed away in the offseason. And that was a very emotional time, and his son obviously gets the chance to face his former his former team on the mound that his father played on. I mean, it must have been an emotional day for him, and just a great job, clean inning of work for him, just terrific. Great job, young man. You got a bright future. Doesn't throw the hardest, but he mixes it up nice. Look, I think he's only 17 years of age too. Good stuff, kid. Good job. All right, so the Jays did that. Sunday, they wrap up the weekend schedule against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And who got the start? Jay Happ. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. I'd take those 6 innings any day of the week. And you saw Luis Santos, Tyler Clippard. They threw good innings of work in their outings. And not really much offense to talk about when it comes to specific players or any guys that could make the team. Gifton Gope was 2 for 2 in this one. He's had a couple good games as of late. Great to see there. But he's going to be more of a defensive role with this team moving forward. And to cap it off, a 6-0 loss to the Atlanta Braves today. Aaron Sanchez got the nod. 6 1/3 innings. 2 hits, 1 earned run. He had 2 runs, but only 1 was earned. 4 strikeouts. He had a very good outing, and great to see him throw 6 1/3 clean, blister-free innings. That is terrific. I'm so happy with that. And Ryan Tepera is the one that screwed up in that game, if you guys are wondering. He gave up, I think it was like 4 runs in his inning of work. He had a tough outing. I'd rather him get those kinks out now, though. But that's just the way she goes. And the Blue Jays are 12-12 in the spring. I think they're 12. Yeah, 12-12 in the spring, guys. As much as we talked about how they had an abysmal start, and we're like, this is pretty much how the year's going to go, they've played pretty well. And you look at some of the guys who have screwed up, Ryan Tepera, but I mean, no one's perfect. That's that. And the offense sucked too. They didn't score a run on 6 innings. That's fine. They're a 6-0 loss. But what we've seen from this team is a lot of surprises. We've seen the emergence of John Axford. Now, can he continue that into the season? That's remained to be seen. Who's your lefty? Tim Mays has looked terrific in the spring, but can he do it in the actual MLB? Can Aaron Luke be a reliable lefty this year? I doubt it, but who the heck knows? Can Osuna lock it down? He's been pretty good in the spring so far. He blew 1 save, but that's okay. Again, rather get those out right now than in the season. We've seen a lot of Teoscar Hernandez, and boy, was he terrific. Today, he was 2 for 3 again. So 3 times in this video, I've mentioned him with big nights. You know, in the first game, he went 2 for 2 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs, 2 for 4 in the following game, and if I'm not mistaken, just the next one is 2 for 3 in today's ball game. Teoscar Hernandez, guys, I understand a lot of people saying, well, he's probably going to start in Buffalo. Look, the way he put this team on his shoulders kind of near the end of the season, it was hitting shots left and right. Plus, he's hitting .359 in the spring, and he didn't have a great start. That tells me something about this guy. By the way, thanks, Houston, for taking Lariano off our hands and giving us this guy. But there's still a lot of questions. I mean, can this team perform in the regular season? Can the opening night roster, can the bats be enough? I mean, we never really thought that was going to be an issue. But it seemed to be. And Solarte's looked good as of late. You know, Edmus Diaz has slowly started to find his bat. But there's a lot of questions towards him as well. Can he field at the Rogers Center? He's had a lot of fielding errors in the past. He's not a great fielder at all. And with Tulowitzki injured, he's going to be your starting shortstop. And on the turf, can he do it? Well, that's remained to be seen. We're going to have to wait and see when it comes to that. We might have a tough start to the year when it comes to him defensively, but you can't get on him too much because it's a new guy, new territory, where he's never been, plus he's not a great defender, so it just adds insult to injury. Solarte, again, a guy that I think is going to be very productive for this team. And if you're talking about bats, very surprising, and guys that will make the team, Curtis Granderson. I mean, this guy, not only is he a smile on his face all the time, he's terrific in the Jays clubhouse that we've seen so far, he's one heck of a ball player. You look at what he's done with the bat so far. He's hitting bombs left and right. He's having big nights, and he's at the top of the lineup. He's got a little speed to him still. He's older, obviously, but he still has a little bit of speed. That's something the Jays have not had for a little while. You could say Jose Reyes, but that guy was in and out of the lineup with injury like crazy. And he was inconsistent defensively. So can Curtis Granderson be that number 1 in the batting order? I'm not sure. Me too. Totally forget about Devin Travis. You know, he's had a terrific spring. So there's a lot of questions. And Randall Grichuk, as much as he's been out lately, but again, we're getting that close to the regular season. You just want everybody to get healthy for the season, and that's all there is to it. We've seen some positives from the past week. We've seen a little bit of negatives, but overall, things are starting to take form. The starters are throwing 5-6 innings of work, and for the most part, I mean, J. Happ was great this week. Sanchez was great in his 2 starts this week. You know, Biagini in his limited time, only 3 2/3. He was okay. Stroman looked great. We haven't seen Estrada, but he's going tomorrow against the Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. So that, I mean, you throw another great start. There's your starting rotation, and they're really starting to take form. The John Axford, who could possibly be your 8th inning guy this year, just flipping with Ryan Tepera, you know, things like that. And Osuna, you want to see a good year out of him. So there's a lot of questions heading into the season. But as for the pitching rotation, which we talked about in the spring training preview, as if the Jays pitching rotation can stay healthy, this team might find a way to slide into the playoffs. But it's all about their health and consistency. That's all there is to it. They've been great in the spring, but that's just the spring. They could have a great start and then go 0-5 to start the year and be awful. You never know. But all we can say is we've seen some positives, and you want to see good things nonetheless. You don't want to see your team go, I don't know how many games you play. Let's say we're 24 games in right now, 0-24. Oh, but it's still preseason. Yeah, but 0-24 is something to be worried about. 12-12, you're still trying to figure things out. I get it. I'm proud of these guys. They got to keep rolling. As much as Jays fans are optimistic, let's try and go into the season with a fresh mind. Don't think we're getting into the playoffs or we're getting out. Let's go into the season with a fresh mind, take a game by game, because there's a lot of games to get through. 162 games, 162 videos. I'll be here every step of the way with you guys, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I can speak, right? If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are pumped for Jays baseball, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you think of the video. Who have you been impressed with? Who are you looking to step up kind of when the season begins? And we'll talk to you tomorrow, podcast edition. Link will be in the description for the podcast channel and the podcast iTunes link itself. That'll be down there for you guys. We'll talk to you guys next Monday, obviously, Blue Jays edition, as we're going to be wrapping up the spring training, baby. We're right around the corner. We'll talk to you guys Raptors edition. That'll be Tuesday, as they're in Orlando looking to tear apart the Orlando Magic after yesterday's fiasco. And we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow as well, as they're down in Tampa taking on the Lightning. Leafs looking for, I think it's their 5th straight win, I think it is. I've totally lost it, but I think it's 5 straight, if not 4. And they look to continue on a roll against a team you could possibly be playing in round number 1, all right? So we'll talk to you guys then, hoping for some positive things and some dubs for the Leafs and Raptors. We'll talk to you guys then.